Hello, and how are you? I hope that you are having a fantastic day. Today we're going to talk about cryptocurrency news, and it's happy January 3rd, 2020. This is the Not Your Keys, Not Your Crypto Day. So we're going to help celebrate Not Your Keys, Not Your Crypto Day. It's an important day to help people become aware of how to secure and keep your cryptocurrency safe from being stolen by hackers or from other situations similar to that. So let's get into it. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion. I'm not smarter than you. You're smarter than you realize. Do not trust what I say. Do your own research. Now, there is an entire website to talk about proof of keys. Not your keys, not your Bitcoin. That's a quote from Andreas Antonopoulos, who is a famous Bitcoin YouTuber and educator and speaker. And he's been in the Bitcoin industry or the cryptocurrency industry from the early days of Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was the only cryptocurrency. And this gentleman has put together a website. He's not Andreas Antonopoulos, but he's put together a website and is promoting the Proof of Keys Day on January 3rd because it's the celebration of the Bitcoin Genesis block. And the Bitcoin Genesis block is the first block that was created on the blockchain, and it was done on January 3rd. So I'm going to leave you a link to this guy's website, and you can watch his video where he talks about Proof of Keys Day. I'm not going to play the video. He takes a different approach to this day than I'm going to take, and so that's why I'm going to leave a link to the video in case you decide you want to find his perspective on Proof of Keys Day or Not Your Keys, Not Your Bitcoin Day. But I'm going to give you my perspective on it because there's a particular issue that I think people really need to be clear and understand when it comes to this topic. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about a hardware wallet. A hardware wallet. I think if you own any amount of cryptocurrency that is worth safekeeping, then it's worth getting a hardware wallet. Now, I own all three of these hardware wallets. So let me tell you, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I think you should do to protect your cryptocurrency, and then I'm going to talk to you about why you should protect your cryptocurrency. And so the first part is the hardware wallet part, and then the second part is why you should have your own cryptocurrency in a device that you have control over. So there's three different kinds of hardware wallets that I've personally used and that I would recommend, and that's the Trezor, the KeepKey, and the Ledger. You don't need all three. I originally purchased a Trezor, and then after a while there were certain cryptocurrencies that I wanted to purchase and store that I couldn't store on my Trezor, and so I ended up buying a Ledger. And then with the KeepKey, they just had a fabulous sale. It was ridiculously cheap, and so I chose to buy one. Most of the time, these run around $50, and you can pick them up at the websites listed below on this page. I strongly recommend that you only purchase hardware wallets from the manufacturers and brand new. Just because if you've got a used hardware wallet, somebody may already know the private keys on that particular wallet. And you're at risk if you're buying a used hardware wallet that the person that owned it before you actually still has access to any cryptocurrencies you store on the hardware wallet. So always buy a new one, especially since they're only in the $50 range. If you feel like $50 is too much to protect your cryptocurrency, then don't worry about it. Leave it on an exchange or wherever you have it. And when you have enough cryptocurrency that you think, you know what, $50 is worth making sure that I can keep it safe, then get yourself a hardware wallet at that point. So here's the reasons why I think you should have a hardware wallet and why I'm telling people about the Not Your Keys, Not Your Crypto Day is because of what's been happening to different cryptocurrency exchanges throughout 2019 and even before that. So this article is from May 24th, 2019, so just a few months ago. New Zealand crypto firm was hacked to death and seeks U.S. bankruptcy. So the firm they're talking about is a firm called Cryptopia, and Cryptopia is a cryptocurrency exchange where people would transfer their cryptocurrencies to that exchange, and then they would buy and trade for other cryptocurrencies. There were over 300,000 accounts that were hacked on that exchange, and a lot of people lost their funds. It totaled about $16 million, but it put Cryptopia into financial crisis, and now they're seeking bankruptcy. And I don't know why a New Zealand company is seeking bankruptcy in the United States, but they are. So that didn't make sense to me, but for whatever reason, they're seeking bankruptcy in the United States. It looks like the people that were holding had left their cryptocurrency on these exchanges are going to lose it. A lot of them will never get 100% of their money back. Some of them will get portions of their money back, but it just depends on what's left after it's divvied up among all of the creditors and among the other people who had cryptocurrencies on the exchange, and is based on what what that exchange has left in its bank account or in its cryptocurrency accounts in order to give the money to everyone that was on the exchange, not just the people who lost money. Another reason, or another recent event, is with Singapore-based DragonEx. This again is almost the same time. It was a few days after the first article we just looked at. DragonEx was hacked. They're in Singapore. So when you're dealing with a company in another country and they get hacked, you're at risk of having a very difficult time of getting any of your funds back. DragonEx announced the news on its official Telegram channel, stating that on Sunday, March 24th, it suffered a hack that saw cryptocurrency funds owned by users and the exchange transferred and stolen. No information has been provided on the value of the losses. Here's another one from just this year. Cryptocurrency exchange Bithumb was hacked for $13 million, and they suspect that it was an insider job. So somebody that worked for Bithumb was involved in hacking and stealing basically $13 million from the company as well as some of its customers. So another one that we're going to look at is the hack from Binance. This also happened this year, and it was one of the larger ones for 2019. I think it was the largest one. It's the largest one that I know of. And again, this happened on May 8th, 2019 is when the article was written, but Binance lost over $40 million. Now, what was unique about what Binance did was they covered the $40 million out of their own pocket or out of their insurance money. They didn't disclose where they got the money, but they basically made sure that none of their customers lost money. Unfortunately, that was not the case with Bithumb or with DragonEx or with Cryptopia. They did not make sure that their customers were protected. And so that was a good thing for Binance, but under the right conditions, if something happened where Binance had an insider job, or maybe Binance was filing bankruptcy, or who knows what, but there's certain situations where even Binance may not be able to recover stolen funds back to all of its customers. Another example of something similar to that is what happened to Mt. Gox. Now, this is not from 2019. This is from quite a long time ago. Mt. Gox originally was launched on July 20th and on 2010, so almost 10 years ago now. And somebody hacked them in 2014. Now, at the time, Mt. Gox was handling over 70% of all Bitcoin transactions worldwide and was the largest Bitcoin intermediary and the world's largest Bitcoin exchange. And in February 2014, Mt. Gox Trading closed the website and the exchange service, and filed for bankruptcy protection from creditors. In April 2014, the company began liquidation proceedings. Mt. Gox announced that approximately 850,000 Bitcoins belonging to customers and the company were missing and likely stolen. So 850,000 Bitcoins in today's value of Bitcoin, which is $7,250, is right around $5 billion. That's billion with a big B. And so that's a huge loss, and it's no wonder that they did file bankruptcy, just like the other company that we talked about. Now, people are still trying to get some of their cryptocurrency off of the Mt. Gox exchange, and it's hard to say after all of the creditors are paid if those people will ever see a portion of the funds they had, a portion of the Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies that they had originally deposited on Mt. Gox. Given that this was back in 2014, I'm not sure what other cryptocurrencies were in existence at that time. Bitcoin may be the only one. I didn't think of checking into that, and so that might be worth looking into. But anyway, the point is that they had 850,000 Bitcoins belonging to customers, and the company went missing. Just ginormous. And so I wanted to emphasize, hey, if you own enough cryptocurrency that you feel you should safeguard it, you can safeguard it by getting a hardware wallet. Anyway, how can I be of service to you? Do you have any questions on how you can prevent yourself from being hacked, or how to use a hardware wallet, how to use a Trezor or a Ledger? Or do you have questions about why you should buy a Trezor or Ledger versus the Keep Key, or anything along those lines? Please leave comments below, and I would be more than happy to talk to you about it. If you want to ask me a question privately, I have set up a Google form, and you can enter in your email address, and we'll communicate back and forth via email. In the meantime, I hope that you'll like, subscribe, and hodl, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.